kicks off in the open air across the Hudson from New York City.
The Seahawks are NFC champions. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Start spreading the news. The Broncos are heading to New York.
But as a prelude today, in this tropical paradise, fantasy football comes to life. With tradition tossed into the breezes and a pair of Hall of Famers captaining a pair of teams they picked, the National Football League's very best, no longer divided by conference, but split up schoolyard style. Which means today in Hawaii, you'll see Eagles handing off to Chiefs, Colts throwing to Cowboys, and teammates lining up against each other. Unlike anything this game has ever produced. Unlike any game these guys have played since they were kids in the schoolyard. The 2014 Pro Bowl, presented by McDonald's. Next. And on most days, Honolulu, Hawaii looks like that, bright and sunny. But today it's cloudy and drizzly. Temperature in the low 70s as you look at Aloha Stadium, which has hosted the Pro Bowl every year but one since 1980. And the teams being introduced before a big crowd as we get set with the 2014 edition of the Pro Bowl. Al Michaels with Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, and Doug Flutie will be very busy today working the sidelines. A lot of new twists for this game. You've probably heard about a lot of those. The stars have been realigned, non-conference through a draft. You'll have teammates playing against teammates. For instance, Robert Mathis could sack Andrew Luck, but don't count on it. One team has Cameron Jordan. The other team has Jordan Cameron. A lot of new twists. Already, I think the marbles are coming out of our heads trying to figure out what's going on. But partner, what do you think overall of this new concept?
I have high hopes. I really do. You know, the draft was fun. I think the players had a good time with that. You have Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice, two of the most competitive guys that have ever played this game, sort of prodding the players on the sidelines a little bit. I think we'll get a little better play. And then you have the teammates playing each other, and it is going to be very interesting to follow how that works out.
Now, every coach since time immemorial has said you have to run the ball to win. Not in this game. You have to pass the ball to win.
Yeah, and there's a new twist here because they're going to allow bump and run coverage for the first time. So you're going to see the best of the athletes out here, these fantastic cornerbacks and wide receivers going at it in one-on-one situations. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, let's take a look right now at how these teams were constructed for today's game. After winning the opening coin toss, Jerry Rice had a choice. Select his two captains or have the first pick both days of the draft. Rice chose his captains, New Orleans' Drew Brees and Rams defensive end Robert Quinn, leaving Houston's J.J. Watt and Chiefs running back Jamal Charles as captains for Team Sanders. Draft day one was for interior linemen, fullbacks, and the bulk of the special teamers, and Team Sanders made Lions defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh the first overall pick. Skill positions were the focus on day two, and Team Sanders went offense straight away, taking Colts quarterback Andrew Luck number one and staying on that side of the ball for three of its next four picks. Meanwhile, Team Rice's quarterback made their first choice a familiar face.
Don't call me the Ginger Giant. Do not call me Golden Graham. Do not call me Avatar. Call me the number 80 tight end for the New Orleans Saints, Jimmy Graham.
First cornerback off the board, Arizona's Patrick Peterson went to Team Sanders, while the greatest receiver of all time chose Cleveland's Josh Gordon as his first wideout.
Took you long enough. He's hungry, Prime. He's ready.
And naturally, as players dropped, they felt snubbed.
You couldn't guard me, and them DBs you picked, they're not going to be able to guard me.
I would just like to be picked.
And what would draft day be without a trade? As things wrapped up, Team Rice sent Redskins linebacker Brian Arakpo to Team Sanders in exchange for the NFL sack leader Robert Mathis. Now for a look at the complete Pro Bowl rosters, check out NBC Sports Live Extra on NBCSports.com. And now a visit with the alumni captains as we go down to the field, and Michelle.
Al, thank you. Dion, let's start with you. You drafted a really young group of players. What was your thinking?
Young and energetic, you know, inspiring and encouraging. They don't know no better. They want to come over here and dominate the game and not cut any deals. We want to win.
All right, Jerry, there's the salvo. So how did you pick your group?
Well, it was a mixture of both. I wanted to go young, also older, and Robert Mathis. You know, at first Dion was like, I don't want him. Then he decided to pick him, and I had a chance to steal him at the end. But I got a mixture of both, and Team Rice is going to win this today.
Okay, there you have it. Well, Dion, you are going against the team being coached by Ron Rivera and the Panthers staff. How did that factor into you taking his two main signal callers, Cam Newton on one side and Luke Kuechly on the other?
That's what you do. That's what part of my strategy. You take what's most important to them. I took his quarterback. What else is most important? And his signal caller on defense. And Kuechly is a dog, and he cannot wait to play.
Well, and I think most of these guys can't wait to play.
Yeah.
And the future of this game really revolves around that, the effort, Jerry. That's what will get this Pro Bowl coming back. So how have you addressed that with your guys?
Well, I just told them that they have to go out there and play for the fans. And these are all-stars. Look, you guys make a lot of money, but I think we should have a good performance once we come over to Hawaii. We want to keep the Pro Bowl here in Hawaii. I can't see it anywhere else.
Jerry, Dion, guys, enjoy it. Good luck.
You don't want none of me. You don't want
you
me.
right now.
You don't want me.
You know what? Let's quickly go over to Doug, who's with a future Hall of Famer.
I'm with Tony Gonzalez. Tony, you're sitting home on the couch on Tuesday. Hall of Fame career wrapped up. Get a call to come to the Pro Bowl. Why is it important to be here?
I thought it was over for me, but at the same time, once I got that call and they said come over to Hawaii, hang out with some of the best guys in the business, to me it was kind of a no-brainer. What a great way to cap off the career and spend some time with the beautiful people of Hawaii and hopefully go out a winner.
Is it going to cap it off, or is there something the Falcons or anybody else could do to draw you back?
Nah, at this point, I am totally at peace with my decision. I'm looking forward to it, seeing the next chapter in life, and I'm excited about it.
Well, 14th time to the Pro Bowl. What do you think about the new format?
No, I think it's great. I think the fans are going to really get a kick out of it. I know some of the players going against your own teammates. It makes for an interesting game to watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Well, go have fun. Send it back up to Al.
All right, thank you, Doug. And right now, let's connect with the PA announcer at Aloha Stadium.
And now, to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Grammy-nominated recording artist Grace Potter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? How the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Plenty of access for us during the telecast, and we're able to do a lot of eavesdropping today.
This is the best, right? Go out today and play, okay, for the decal on the side of your helmet, okay? The name on the back of your jersey, but more importantly, we came here together as a team, right? And as a family. Let's go get this job done by any means necessary.
Go out and do your job, do things the way you're supposed to, and play to the best of your abilities. You're the best in the league, and that's why you guys are here. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and let's win.
All right, Chris, so it's Team Rice against Team Sanders. That's a new twist, and also some new rules in effect only for this game.
Yeah, they're going to try and jazz things up here a little bit, and why not? Good time to experiment. First of all, no kickoffs, obviously one of the most dangerous plays in the league, so they're going to keep the All-Stars from it. Speed things up again. The 40-second clock now down to 35. And the pass defense, we're going to allow the man-to-man and the little cover 2 along the ways. But this one probably the most significant. 2-minute warning at the end of each quarter. So we should see some hurry up and no huddle offenses to try and score before there's a change of possession. And we'll get into all that. That should be interesting to follow.
You'll get into all of that. Ron Rivera, the head coach for Jerry Rice's team, took his team to a 12-4 mark with the number 2 seed. His quarterbacks, Drew Brees in his 8th Pro Bowl will start. Phillip Rivers, big comeback here in San Diego, and Alex Smith in his first year at Kansas City took the Chiefs to the playoffs. And then on the other side, you've got Chuck Pagano, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, who knocked off Kansas City in that tremendous comeback in the wild card round. His quarterback's Cam Newton, who of course plays for Ron Rivera during the regular season. He has his man Andrew Luck, who will actually start the game. And then Nick Foles took over in midseason at Philadelphia and wound up leading the NFL in passer rating. Team Sanders won the toss, but have deferred possession until the second quarter, which means you now have Team Rice with Drew Brees at quarterback. LaShawn McCoy will be his running back. And it's got Jimmy Graham and Tony Gonzalez. And again, as Chris mentioned, no kickoffs.
X, tighten your split down.
They start from the 25-yard line. So off we go with the newly formatted unconferenced Pro Bowl. And Brees on a short drop, and then that pass is incomplete, intended for Brandon Marshall. Let's take a look at this offense.
Drew Brees, Purdue Boilermaker. LaShawn McCoy, Pitt Panthers. Mike Tolbert, Douglas County High School. Josh Gordon, Baylor, Gang.
Brandon Marshall, wide receiver, University, Central Florida.
Jimmy Graham, the U.
Joe Thomas, Wisconsin.
Ben Grubbs, Auburn University.
Ryan Khalil, University of Southern California.
Jari Evans, Bloomsburg University.
Terrence Smith, USC.
And Brees is going to get sacked fairly softly, though, by Gerald McCoy of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So two guys who know each other very well from the NFC South meeting up here for the sack.
Well, one of the problems, you got Jimmy Graham right there, who was the first pick by Drew Brees and company. They double team him, and that forces Brees to pull the thing down, and there it was, taken care of in the backfield.
Going left, X79,
Not
wide
exactly
drive.
slamming him to the turf.
That's the way it should be. That was about right.
A little bit of professional courtesy has to factor in.
Ready.
You've got 3rd down and 12 now from the 23-yard line. And Brees under pressure again. The pass is incomplete. So Brees has his 2 guards with him in Grubbs and Jari Evans. He's got Graham as well, but still a sack and a near sack. That's Mario Williams who put the pressure on. And Team Rice to punt.
Yeah, sort of ironic. They took Joe Thomas, the left tackle, as one of the early guys. And Team Deion Sanders, they went right after pass rushers early on. And Ndamukong Suh and J.J. Watt and Gerald McCoy all on the same team. So their plan was to get after the quarterback, and so far it's working.
Johnny Hecker, you look at his net average, 44-2, an NFL record. The Rams punter to send it down to Cordero Patterson, the rookie out of Tennessee, who played 1 year there and then was drafted by the Vikings and had a good year. And Patterson backs up, doesn't call for the fair catch, and the coverage is outstanding as Patrick Peterson, who does everything for the Arizona Cardinals, gets down there to make the stop. Let's take a look right now at the offense for Team Sanders. That was Bethel coming down to make the tackle.
Jamal Charles, Texas. Marcel Reese, Washington Huskies. AJ Green, University of Georgia.
Antonio Brown, Central Michigan.
Jordan Cameron, USC. Brandon Albert, Virginia. Logan Minkins, Fresno State. Alex Mack, University of California. Marshall Yonda, Iowa. Trent Williams, Oklahoma.
All right, so from the 21-yard line now, after Bethel, the special teams guy, got down there to make the tackle. Andrew Luck starts at quarterback, hands the ball off, and it's Jamal Charles of the Kansas City Chiefs who picks up 4 after the 25-yard line.
You know, we're already seeing on the outside these cornerbacks that typically in the past have had to play off coverage. Now up in the face of these receivers, going to make it a little tough, right? My guess, and you can make fun of me later for saying this, my guess it's going to be a little lower scoring game than what we're used to seeing in the Pro Bowl.
Well, the last couple of years, it's been like 197 in the other game, 2nd down and 6.
Look out.
Yep. Like somebody was offside, but there's no flag here as Robert Quinn gets in there. The flag now comes in. Looks like he jumped. He's able to get in there, but Scott Green.
Offside. Defense. Number 94.
Yep, that's how he got in there.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Quinn 19 sacks this season for St. Louis.
Only beaten out by Robert Mathis, and he tried to time that one out perfectly. And you know, really, it's the pass rushers that set the tone for this game. Because if they're playing hard, and almost everyone that I talked to this week said they planned on playing hard, then it forces this game to a whole new tempo.
Second down and 1. Nice pocket for Luck, and the pass is caught by Marcel Reese, the fullback. And Reese takes the ball across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Let's take a look at Team Rice's defense.
Cameron Jordan, UC Berkeley. Jason Hatcher, Grambling State.
Kyle Williams, LSU.
Robert Quinn, Fort Dorchester High School.
Justin Houston, Georgia.
Vontaze Burfict, Arizona State.
Robert Mathis, Alabama A&M.
Joe Hayden, University of Florida.
Antrell Roll,
The U.
Jairus Byrd, University of Oregon. Alteron Vernon, UCLA.
Burner, 4th year with the Tennessee Titans. Get to see some of the stars who don't get that much national exposure. Guys who play with Cleveland and Tennessee, for instance, as Luck throws and wide open over the middle and making the catch is A.J. Green of the Cincinnati Bengals, forced out of bounds about 3 yards shy of the first down.
Andrew Luck getting a chance to play for his head coach, Chuck Pagano, and their offensive system, which you know has to help. On the other side, Cam Newton was stolen by Team Sanders, and so they were a little bit of a setback early on. You know, it's just so much easier to come out and call your own plays than try and have to adapt everything to a new offense.
Luck, number 1 overall pick in last year's draft out of Stanford on a short drop, and the pass to the outside is caught by Jordan Cameron. We've got Jordan Cameron, the tight end from Cleveland. We've got Cameron Jordan, the defensive star from New Orleans, whose father Steve was a tight end.
I saw you hesitate just a minute there. You have to, right?
Get your Jordans, your Camerons down. And now you got Jairus Byrd. Needs some attention.
Yeah, and that gets a lot of attention out here too when somebody gets hurt.
Especially in Buffalo. Back after this. It is being brought to you by GMC, the official vehicle of the NFL. By Red's Apple Ale, pick different. By Chase Freedom, get your cash back. And by Best Buy. Some of these scenics taken earlier this week. Clear skies. A lot of sunshine, a lot of wind, a lot of high surf this week. And today, a cloudy day with showers in and out. Byrd was able to walk off under his own power. Jairus Byrd, replaced by Eric Reed, who's the only one of the 8 San Francisco 49ers who could have been here, who's actually shown up. So the rookie is in there in place of Byrd. And on 1st and 10 now, you got a flea flicker. And Luck is going to go deep into the end zone, and it will be taken there by Deshaun Jackson of the Philadelphia Eagles for the touchdown.
Timeout, little trickery here. Jamal Charles going to flip it back to Andrew Luck, and this looked like it was going to be an interception all the way. I think that's Alteron Verner back there, and Deshaun Jackson just went up and stole it from him. Casual little approach, just like you're supposed to. Antrell Roll bites on the crosser, and that was just all Deshaun Jackson making a play.
Verner and Hayden both back there, and Deshaun Jackson hauls it in. Luck is 4 for his first 4 to 70 yards. They call the flea flicker after the injury timeout. And Justin Tucker, who's had 2 great seasons as the place kicker for the Baltimore Ravens, comes in for the extra point.
Cam Newton came over and said, that doesn't count. He just threw that one up in the air.
A little less than 5 minutes into the game. Deion's team takes the early lead. viewing experience. Check it out, NBC Sports Live Extra, NBCSports.com. Get the Team Rice and Team Sanders draft results, full team rosters. Mike Florio is aboard to chat with. Player video tweets from the sideline, all at NBC Sports Live Extra on NBCSports.com. Deshaun Jackson's mom getting a Pro Bowl souvenir after her son took it into the end zone, and now on first down from the 25-yard line. This is McCoy, who had a spectacular season at Philadelphia under Chip Kelly. Kelly taking over. You had Foles leading the league in passer rating. You had McCoy leading the league in rushing. Jackson had a great year, and the Eagles were exciting
Gun split left,
from start to
base
finish.
left, bang, 894, F flat, check on.
Bang 894 usually is like a little skinny post kind of thing where they're going to try and hit one of these big Bears receivers in the seam.
You have both Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey in there. Meanwhile, pressure is put on again, and Breeze just has to throw it away because J.J. Watt was pursuing him. There is no such thing in the Pro Bowl as intentional grounding. You can just flip it away at any point, and it doesn't matter whether it gets to the line of scrimmage or not.
Well, J.J. Watt working out here against Joe Thomas, and so far it has been the pass rushers, and let's give credit a little bit to Deion Sanders. He made that the focal point early on, and these pass rushers so far have really been dominating. Drew Brees has been struggling to get time to throw the football.
Third down and 3.
And Deion will take credit too.
Ready. He will.
We're waiting.
Matt Forte of the Bears comes into the backfield and flares out, and the pass is low and underthrown and incomplete, intended for Gonzalez. And let's take a look at the Sanders team defense.
J.J. Watt, Wisconsin.
Ndamukong Suh, University of Nebraska, Portland, Oregon.
Gerald McCoy, Southeast High School, University of Oklahoma.
Mario Williams, North Carolina State University.
Hacksaw, Paul Sohar University.
Luke Kuechly, Boston College. Tamba Hali, Penn State.
Brent Grimes, Shippensburg University.
Eric Berry, Tennessee.
Eric Weddle, Utah.
Patrick Peterson, DBU.
Now Hecker in the punt. They've got Cordero Patterson and Antonio Brown both ready to receive the kick, each wearing number 84. You get to wear your own number during the Pro Bowl. And the number 84 who takes it at the 18-yard line is Antonio Brown of the Steelers, who backs all the way up inside the 10, comes around the corner and gets out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. 8:44 left in the opening quarter in the Pro Bowl. Team Sanders leading 7-0. The Blacklist starring James Spader, the #1 news show on television. All new episode coming your way tomorrow at 10 Eastern and Pacific, 9 Central and Mountain, right here on NBC. The island of Oahu on this final Sunday of January.
A lot of autographs there. Guys are pretty generous with their time over here.
From the 24-yard line, we start with a handoff to Jamal Charles. Helping to guide the Chiefs into the playoffs, and we have a mic'd up segment for you right here.
That was such a duck. Oh my. Good job, buddy.
That means that was a terrible pass. It was just a touchdown.
Sharing it with Cam Newton, who'll be the next quarterback in for this side. And the pass outside is caught there by Marcel Reese, his second grab of the game. Second Pro Bowl for him, playing for the Oakland Raiders.
Here you have all these unbelievable receivers in the game, and it's Marcel Reese, the fullback, coming out of the backfield. Andrew Luck obviously not wanting to leave himself vulnerable out there, getting the ball out of his hand quickly.
Scissors, X dig, on go, ready?
X dig, a little in cut, scissors, probably a bit of a crossing route here out of the tight end.
Little rub action maybe. Instead, you got it batted up in the air, and it is a diving attempt for an interception and made just before the ball reached the sideline. So the ball was batted in the air by Robert Quinn, and then It was Vontez Burfict who gets the interception just before the ball gets to the sideline.
Well, Robert Quinn's been flying off the ball. It was just a matter of time before he made a play. And then look at Vontez Burfict, who led the National Football League in tackles this year, a guy that really was not even drafted, coming into the Pro Bowl now as a starter and makes a huge play early.
So the turnover, Breeze starts now from the 27-yard line, and the pressure is there, and it's been there since the second snap of the game. That's Mario Williams of the Buffalo Bills, started his career with the Texans, who comes in.
Mario Williams was almost too nice on that one. He got his arms wrapped around Drew Brees and then let him go. And he looked at the official like, wait a minute, now if you're not going to blow the whistle there, then I'm going to take him to the ground. Mario Williams, everybody was squawking about that big contract, but boy, has he lived up to it out there.
Second down and 16 now. They'll run a draw play. Forte and the Chicago Bear running back comes up about 5 yards short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Eric Berry of Kansas City making the stop.
Well, the two leading rushers in the game, both playing for Jerry Rice's team, Sean McCoy and Matt Forte.
Next drive, 73 option.
Double right, close gun, going left. X drive, 73 option M. On.
Call it.
Right, X drive, typically that little Peyton Manning kind of route, little 5-yard in cut, and then working something to the tight end.
Third and
Josh Gordon.
And to the outside they go, and that's a 1st and goal. Jimmy Graham. Breeze to Graham. We've seen that a couple of 100 times, and 1st and goal.
Well, this time they do catch him in the man coverage on the outside as Jimmy Graham comes up off, and he's working against Tamba Hali, who was basically, because he was a 34 outside linebacker, he is supposed to be playing linebacker, and I think Drew Brees now has picked up on that fact. So instead of what he typically does, which is rush the quarterback, he's back in coverage, and they're going after him.
16 touchdowns for Graham, tops in the league. Breeze going to run it to the end zone, not quite get there, and slides to a stop at the 1-yard line. Suggs is right there. Looks like Breeze was going to go for the end zone, so Suggs kind of in no man's land there for a second. Do I tackle him or just back off?
Yeah, I think if I'd been Drew Brees on this one, I would have made my dive the other way. Go head first and score this touchdown, because that way you're sliding, you're putting your head back there by Suggs, and that's not where you want to be as a quarterback.
5-9.
Second down and goal. Colbert's the fullback, and Forte is the running back.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Tyron Smith, the left tackle of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, you're so used to hearing the snap count of your quarterback, and you get over here, and sometimes that can be the hardest part of the whole game. Tyron Smith kind of played a lot of right tackle, moved to left tackle, though, for the Cowboys.
Second down and goal from the 7. So Breeze will play the first quarter, maybe a little bit more. Then we should see Phillip Rivers next. The handoff to Forte. He'll get the ball inside the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. And let's get Dorsey's call into Breeze.
Sprint running, 16 spin.
I'm going to guess sprint right.
Queen left slot, sprint right, 16 spin. On.
Probably some sort of a fullback in the flat, somebody a little pick route, something like that. We'll see if we get the man coverage yet. Looks like they do.
But he trips. He's under pressure again. And with Sue bearing down on him, and I mentioned before that there's no such thing as intentional grounding in this game. You can just throw it away at any point.
But if there were,
yes,
that would have been it.
That was it.
Out of all the defensive linemen, they had their own draft of defensive and offensive linemen, all that. The first overall pick in that side of this draft, and Ndamukong Suh.
Hey, we're up there.
No, they might have been outside the pocket.
You want to follow the rules out here in this thing?
Not really.
Double right gun, gone right, X-Razor, 66, H. Cross.
Double right gun.
4th and goal, they'll go for it.
66,
After all, it is Pro Bowl.
Razor is an old Bill Walsh play that the 49ers ran forever.
Ready.
Got DeMarco Murray of the Cowboys now in the backfield with him. And Brees throws to the back of the end zone, and it is picked off in the end zone by T.J. Ward of the Cleveland Browns.
I think they're saying he stepped out, so it was incomplete.
Right, and they'll get the ball inside the 5-yard line.
Well, they just cannot get these guys blocked at all.
Incomplete pass. He was out of bounds. They hold him. They take over. Team Sanders still has the lead 7-0 late in the first quarter. Those are the 11 guys who could have been playing in this game, but instead have an engagement next Sunday in the Meadowlands. Manning, Thomas, both Thomases, Vasquez, and Prater from the Broncos. And you looked at the Seahawks lineup. They had 6 guys who could have played here. The Broncos leading the league in points and in yardage. And it was the Seattle Seahawks defense leading the league in fewest points allowed, fewest yards allowed. And that, of course, is your matchup next Sunday at the Meadowlands.
It's a good one, isn't it?
It's great.
It really is. It's sort of one of those classics, best offense, best defense, and should be a lot of fun.
And a little homage here to Peyton Manning, because 2 years ago this game was so sloppily played, and it was almost like flag football, and Commissioner Goodell was not happy with it. And he said, if they don't play harder, last year was the case before the game, he said, we're going to get rid of this game. It was Peyton Manning who really got the guys together, and he said, hey, this is too important to too many people.
Yeah, and I think that's the same message that Jerry and Dion have been passing along this year.
And the fans can think it's a mockery and all of that, but you know, if you're around the teams this week, as Scott Green will make the call here, especially the younger guys, very excited to be here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, man over the middle, 5-yard penalty, 1st and 5.
Jason Hatcher.
Well, anytime you're backed up, you have to be careful. That's a mini head bob right there. Jason Hatcher was going to go try and get a sack. It would have been, he had 11 on the year, really by far his best season that he's ever had.
Green 70!
And taking the snap, hands the ball off to Jamal Charles. Back to the 25-yard line he goes. Hoping to guide those Chiefs under Andy Reid to 9 straight wins to start the season and into the playoffs. That's a gain of 17 for Charles.
Yeah, 19 total touchdowns on the year, 12 rushing and 7 receiving. And you just wonder what would have happened in that playoff game against Indianapolis. He got the concussion in the first quarter. They weren't able to hold the lead, in part because they couldn't run the football with him out.
Right, 28-point deficit overcome by the Colts on that Saturday afternoon. And they're going to run with Deshaun Jackson dropping the ball and recovering it back at the 15-yard line. So the man who has scored the only touchdown of the game is able to recover his own fumble here, keep possession.
Yeah, a lot of times for wide receivers running reverses, they prefer to have the ball tossed to them because they're more used to catching the ball than they are taking a handoff. You can see Deshaun sort of like he was holding both hands out, trying to just lay it in there somehow. It really wasn't sort of the classic handoff mode, but he did have a little space out there if he could have executed it.
Chris mentioning some of the rule twists, so we're going to have a 2-minute warning in the first quarter coming up momentarily, and then hit as he reaches the line of scrimmage by Derek Johnson was Jamal Charles. So there, one teammate going against the other as we come to the 2-minute warning.
How about that?
Yeah, teammate against teammate. Charles going, what are you doing, man?
Well, do it again is what he said. Andy Reid in Kansas City just swallowed his cigar on that one. Derek Johnson, his Pro Bowl linebacker, just took a shot at Jamal Charles, his Pro Bowl running back, who is coming off of a concussion. And that was a direct blow to the head of Jamal Charles. And I think Jamal is saying, you have to be kidding me. I know this is a new format and we're in different uniforms, but come on, brother.
Just give me a flag.
And he's got a blood pressure cuff on him right now.
Oh, that was awesome.
3rd and 20 from the 15-yard line.
Good.
And you get a whistle stopping play. Kyle Williams came across the line. They're going to call offside on him.
Andrew screaming for a free play.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 95, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
might have been induced here.
Andrew Luck pushing the envelope, let's say, with that little hand pump. You're not allowed to do the head bob or the hand pump.
Right.
And he's getting away with it. Of course, officials aren't going to call everything out here, but this is a big down now. They need to hold on to the ball. They get one first down. They are not going to have to punt it back, and they'll get the ball right back at the end of the quarter.
3rd and 15, and Luck Johnson throws, nearly intercepted. Derek Johnson was there again, so Johnson a major factor on that series.
Got a penalty flag down, but once again, it's Derek Johnson going to drop back right underneath this on the zone.
Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That was Kyle Long with a good hold that time, as he saw Cameron Wake ripping around there to take a shot at his quarterback.
Brandon Fields of the Miami Dolphins, second in both gross and net punting averages. Dexter McCluster, 58 punt returns this year to lead the league. And it's a lot of punt returns in a season because we have so many fair catches. Has an opportunity here and is able to skitter his way up to the 47-yard line with 1:39 seconds left in the opening quarter. Sanders leading Rice 7-0 at the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. Rice and Sanders, teammates for one season, a Super Bowl winning year in San Francisco, faced each other a number of times, both mic'd up before the game today.
Yeah, you get down in front of me. You know what's up. What? You know what's up. You know what's up. You get in front of me. You know what's up. Hey. I'm gonna go 1 foot. No, he's gonna bail. I know he's gonna bail. I ain't gonna bail. Yeah, he's gonna bail.
In an online piece, the writer Mike Tanier wrote this week, with those designer sunglasses and graying beard, Deion looks like Kanye West's estranged uncle.
I bet he could cover him anyway.
I'll buy that. To the outside goes the pass to Josh Gordon, who takes the ball to the 49-yard line. So a little bit of strategy right now, because at the end of the quarter, no matter what happens here, the Sanders team is going to wind up with the ball.
So if they don't score here, going down with 1:20 now, pretend it's the end of the half is essentially what this is, then Deion's team's going to get the ball back.
And on 2nd and 5, that pass over the middle is knocked away. I think Eric Berry, the shoulder pad or chest, it'll be 3rd down and 5.
By the same token, it could have worked the other way. If all of a sudden Team Sanders had the ball down on the 2-yard line, they couldn't kick a field goal or score a touchdown or whatever, the quarter ends, they bring it all the way back to the 25-yard line, and it's still their ball. So we'll try to keep you up to date on what's going on here.
Hey, listen. Hey, come over here, Tony. 7. You got the 7. You got the 7. Tighten down. Tighten down. Ready. You ready? Wait, stop.
3rd and 5, and Breeze guns it, and that's caught. Tony Gonzalez making the catch at the 34, and Tony saying before the game to Doug Flutie, this is definitely it.
Boy, what an ambassador he's been for the game, huh? Just so great for so long, really one of the first of those basketball playing tight ends. And you saw Drew Brees saying, give me the 7, give me the 7. That's sort of an international, the route tree as they call it. 7 would be out to the corner route, and so Tony Gonzalez and Drew Brees can speak the language. Unfortunately, so could the defensive backs. They knew what it was, but he's not coming back, unfortunately for all of us. I do think he could play another 3 or 4 games. Maybe the best catcher of the ball from the tight end position I've ever seen.
Well, came back to Atlanta after it looked like he'd retired after the 2012 season, because the Falcons looked like they had a great shot at making it to the Super Bowl. Instead, it was a very disappointing season. Another basketball player who became a tight end. And of course, he had Antonio Gates of San Diego.
Jordan Cameron in this one was a BYU basketball player, and go across the board. That's become the norm.
Ready. We're waiting.
63 seconds left in the quarter. On 1st down, Breeze this time has protection. Shoots it underneath to DeMarco Murray, and he steps out of bounds.
Covered out there by Darrell Revis.
Double right, double right, double right.
Flat.
Double right. Hey, hinge.
So Team Rice will started the first quarter, Sanders the second, Rice starts the second half. Deion's group in the 4th. And down the sideline and incomplete. Josh Gordon would have been out of bounds anyway. One of these guys, the Pro Bowl is a good opportunity for fans who don't get to see, for instance, the Cleveland Browns don't play a lot of games on national television or on big regional games, but this guy had a phenomenal season. Look at that, averaging 19 yards per catch. Has, of course, a new coach now with Rob Chudzinski out of there after 1 year.
Come over here. Come over here.
Led the NFL in receiving with 1,646 yards.
Right.
And missed the first 2 games via suspension.
Mike Pettin is the new head coach in Cleveland. Into the 23-yard line, Alshon Jeffrey makes that catch for a first down.
You know, it's interesting that a team could use up all their timeouts here at the end of the first quarter trying to work this.
Ready, set up.
Half a minute to the end of the period. Little shovel pass. DeMarco Murray to the 15-yard line.
I would use my timeouts here. This is when they're going to be valuable.
This is their second charge timeout.
Right. It's an interesting twist on that strategy with the way the rules read right now, with the other team getting possession at the start of the next quarter. You might as well take your time out here.
Yeah, I think this is the significance and really the reason that they changed this. They wanted to see these great quarterbacks and receivers work in the 2-minute offense 4 times during the course of the game. It's exactly what you got. And obviously Drew Brees didn't want to burn all his time there and trying to get up there and clock it and get it down around 10 seconds. He wants 2 or 3 shots at the end zone here.
Nothing like clock management in the Pro Bowl, huh?
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to turn it over to you at this point.
Don't forget about it.
Gun right. 92 twist. Check. On 1.
This broken clock is only right twice a day. Second down and 3.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Ready.
In the game out there now.
And Brees over the middle. Batted and picked off in the end zone. Eric Berry comes away with it. And Berry still hasn't been tackled. And now finally they will, after he shovels it away. And as
it's the right strategy, though, at the end of the quarter
expires, it is taken to midfield by Darrelle Revis, and that's the way the first quarter ends here in the Pro Bowl.
But they're going to have to go back to the 25 now.
Right.
That's how weird this is.
Team Sanders leading 7-0. The Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's continues after these messages. The Pro Bowl, Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, Doug Flutie, as we go back to the end of the first quarter and the final play.
Yeah, Darrelle Revis going to make a play on this little skinny post out here, and you just get the feeling that Revis now with Lovie Smith in Tampa could end up being a major factor as Berry comes up with the football. I think he was touched down there by Larry Fitzgerald, but no replay equipment here at this game, so whatever they call on the field, that's what you get.
A blast from the past, no replay equipment.
Two jet.
There is Cam
Dragon.
Newton.
Sluggo, onward.
So he comes in to take over in the second quarter. Starting from the 25-yard line, no kickoffs in this game. And each of the quarters will begin with possession from the 25. And Cam, finishing his 3rd season at Carolina, dumps it off underneath to Jamal Charles, and we go to Michelle.
All right, you might remember last year when I interviewed J.J. Watt, he was bleeding. He is not this year, but the pass rush has been on, and Dion wanted it. It's one thing to ask for it. How have you guys been so effective?
Oh, it's been fun. Guys are trying hard. We're out here trying to have some fun. Obviously, with the draft this year, you get to pick your team, and we pick some pass rushers. So what do we do best? We go out there and we hunt, and we're having a little bit of fun today.
You were one of the team captains who got to help Dion pick. So outside of the pass rush, which direction did you try to take him?
I mean, it's the easiest GM job you can ever have. You're picking from all stars. It's no problem at all. But we want guys who come out here and play hard and have some fun and enjoy the game, but go hard.
Not an easy GM job to replace a head coach, which had to be done in Houston. Bill O'Brien comes in and takes the reins. What have you heard so far from him or otherwise of how things might change in Houston?
I've had a brief conversation with him when he got into Houston. I'm excited about it. He wants to come in, he wants to work hard, he wants a team-first mentality, and those are all the type of things you want to hear. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to us working hard and getting our way back to the top.
You are a big hockey fan. Gold, silver, bronze. What's your prediction in Sochi?
I mean, I'm from the U.S. Obviously, I'm going Team USA all the way. I was going to try and make it out there, but it's not going to happen. But I'll be watching hockey and curling. I'm a big curling guy, too. It's always a little fun to watch that.
I can't imagine, Al, this guy coming at you with that curling stone. Thanks, JJ.
All right, Michelle, and as Newton gets taken to the ground at the 18-yard line. We told the story when we've had Watt on before with the Texans. He played hockey as a kid. It's like Zdeno Chara coming down the ice.
How would you like to play hockey against that guy? Jason Hatcher coming up here with a good pass rush here. And one of the problems, you play Cam Newton, you can't get him on the ground. But for Cam Newton, what happens now is, oh, okay, you're going to do the spin-out move? Next time I'm going for the full shot against you. So I think Cam Newton, last time he was here was that game that nobody played that hard, and Cam took a few boos for his effort that day, and I would expect him to play quite a bit harder here this afternoon.
So Darius of the Bills is the guy who got there that time. Here's Brandon Fields now, launching this punt in the direction of Dexter McCluster. Fields on a bounce. Swings to the outside. Takes the ball back to the 40-yard line.
That was a nice tackle by T.J. Ward.
Breeze coming back out. The Sanders team up by a touchdown. It's a 14 Pro Bowl game being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. And by Craftsman. Some monster waves on the north shore of Oahu earlier in the week. Bonsai Pipeline.
Ever do any surfing? You lived here forever.
I did. Just some wading.
Or life jacket.
Right. Cam Newton looking on now as Drew Brees takes over for Team Rice. A lot of trickery here, which results in Josh Gordon taking a handoff and getting upended at the 50-yard line, and that's T.J. Ward there. So again, you got a teammate on teammate. Ward from Cleveland, Gordon from Cleveland, and a somersault.
All right, already this is the best Pro Bowl we've seen in years. These guys are going after their own teammates. That's the second huge hit we've seen by a teammate against another. T.J. Ward makes the play on the punt, comes right back and flips his teammate.
There's some coaches on the mainland who will need blindfolds before this one's done. And a screen is dropped. McCoy, let's go to Doug Flutie.
Yeah, I'm with Derek Johnson. Put a big hit on a teammate today. What's that all about?
Well, you know, everybody knows Jamal Charles. If you stand back and wait for him, he's going to make it look bad. So I had to give him a little friendly fire.
Did you guys have to throw the switch a little after you saw their pass rush turning it up?
Definitely. This game, you got to measure the tempo, and right now the Sanders team is going at it, so we got to come back in it.
How about the turnaround you guys had this year in Kansas City? How'd that all happen?
Man, it's very refreshing from a year ago on the field and off the field. It was crazy bad, and this year to turn it around with the new coaching staff, to forget about what happened last year, great turnaround.
So what do you think of the new format working out?
I like it. Good deal. I think I was picked too late in the draft, but we'll catch up with it.
We'll discuss that. They took a cut in salary for that, you know.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Doug. As we go back and take a look at this last play. 18-yard gain here to McCoy.
You got McCoy going in and out right there on the outside, and Brees finds him. But everybody's getting hit in this game. Even the photographer at the end of this play took a huge shot. I mean, this has been, without question, of the Pro Bowls I've seen in the last decade, the most physical one we've seen.
Hey, tighten down. 5-9, ready. You ready? Play set.
Play action, Brees, going deep. And does he stay in? No. Incomplete anyway. Alshon Jeffrey, flag is on the field, but Alshon Jeffrey trying to stay in bounds and collect it and could do neither.
Illegal contact at the very least, but the hat off, so he stepped out of bounds.
Illegal contact, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's not a bad foul, though, when you're beat on an out and up. As they were, who was that? Brent Grimes down here, and just give him a little shove, get him out of bounds. So then that didn't matter. But Alshon Jeffrey, how many of those catches did we see him make this year? You know, I don't think I've seen a guy improve as much in 1 year to the next as Alshon Jeffrey did. He made some spectacular catches in the end zone.
Ian Marshall, great tandem for the Chicago Bears. It's first down and 10 now after the penalty. Here's McCoy swinging to the outside. And the league's leading rusher picks up about 8.
Well, let's go back to the Pro Bowl 2012. We talked about the lack of an effort. Check this out. Does this resemble, this is not pregame warm-up. This is the game. And Roger Goodell said, I've seen enough. This is going to be the end of the Pro Bowl if it doesn't change. It was a joke. It was awful. The fans didn't get their money's worth. Just no effort whatsoever. Today, a little different story. Teammate against teammate, guys flying, people getting knocked to the, it's been awesome.
2nd and 2. And the pass won't result in a first down as Josh Gordon will get tackled by Patrick Peterson of the Arizona Cardinals. Short of a first. It'll be 3rd and 1.
You know, Patrick Peterson may be the Deion Sanders of this era. This guy can do everything. He could play, he could be an all-pro receiver, he could be an all-pro running back. He's a big guy. He's probably the best cover guy in the game, and he was taken first out of all the cover guys for this game.
3rd and 1, and taking the ball up the middle is Mike Tolbert for a first down. Carolina fullback.
Well, we got a little revenge on the offensive side now. Mike Tolbert, the fullback for the Carolina Panthers, against Luke Kuechly, their middle linebacker. Kuechly tried to go a little easy, I think, on his teammate, and Tolbert said, I don't think so. So it's amping up. I didn't think that the teammate-on-teammate thing would be that big a deal, but at least thus far, I think it's been a little bit of the motivating factor.
Ready? We're ready.
First down goal from the 8-yard line. And Breeze throws it high in the air, and it is taken in by Jimmy Graham for the touchdown. So a play I'm sure they've run hundreds of times in practice, have run it a number of times in regular season games, pays off in the Pro Bowl.
Now Brett Drine about 5'10", and Jimmy Graham was a rebounder playing college basketball at Miami, and you get that one-on-one matchup and you can forget about it. I think that was TJ Ward coming over and begging for some kind of foul because he knew otherwise that wasn't going to happen. A lot of respect for Jimmy Graham, Drew Brees. What a dynamic passing combination they are. 25 touchdown passes between the two the last 2 years, tied with Des Bryant for the most in the league over those 2 years.
The Patriots' Steven Gostkowski is the place kicker for Team Rice, and he ties the game. So 9:05 remaining in the opening half in the revamped Pro Bowl. 7-up. All right, coming up in a couple of weeks, February 6th, the world converges in Sochi, Russia. Athletes from across the globe compete for country and Olympic gold. The Sochi Olympic Winter Games begin Thursday, February the 6th here on NBC. I don't know if there's a connection with that shot. The Sochi Olympics, let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
USS Missouri, we will be there.
Can't wait. It's going to be fun.
From the 25-yard line on first down. This is Morris taking it to the 29-yard line. The second-year running back from the Washington Redskins, picked in the 6th round out of Florida Atlantic.
Jerry's team thinks the ball got on the ground.
Yeah.
Eric Johnson looks like he got the ball out. We're not going to wait for a replay.
All right,
this is not part of this game.
Double kitty. I'm ready.
Like he was down anyway. Pound 2 is,
Here we go.
I think, a play action pass. Fake a run and throw the ball. That's a protection. There we go.
Finds the open man. Nice gain. Deshaun Jackson, but he loses the ball, and it's being run back to the 22 by Joe Hayden of the Cleveland Browns. But they marked him down.
But they're going to give Hayden the ball.
They will. He was down where he was able to come up with the football.
So still in contact with Deshaun Jackson. Oh, that thing, it was like a sleight of hand trick, wasn't it? All of a sudden it was in Joe Hayden's hands.
The play is ruled, it's intercepted, and the interceptor was down by contact. First down.
Who needs instant replay? The officials are getting them all right. That's pretty good. Joe Hayden was one of the defensive backs taken very early. It was Patrick Peterson, I think, taken first, and then Joe Hayden taken right after that.
21, we good?
Philip Rivers will now come in from San Diego.
5, seems 678, orange.
You would think Jackson, with John Dornbos, his long snapper in Philadelphia, would be used to sleight of hand.
No doubt about it.
Having his pockets picked and all of that, but Hayden was able to get it. Rivers takes over. Rivers coming off a great season, but he is under pressure. He loses the ball. He's hit by J.J. Watt, and running is Dontari Poe, who will get tackled from behind. And a helmet comes off at the 5-yard line. So Rivers under pressure. These defensive lines have come to wreak havoc today.
Tyron Smith just not ready. J.J. Watt's going to beat him around the edge again, and just the speed and quickness of J.J. Watt. Ball pops right up. Dontari Poe, one of 10 Kansas City Chiefs here, and he's off and running. Nobody's going to catch him. Usually they catch nose tackles around here. Couldn't see who it was, but I'll tell you, J.J. Watt, it'll be hard to find somebody who's going to win the defensive MVP from him this year. He was one of the captains, and he told me earlier this week he was coming to play, and he has definitely done that.
Man whose team was thought to be a legitimate Super Bowl competitor to reset the play clock. And then the Texans wound up winning their first 2 and losing their last 14.
Well, if you want to know why quarterbacks sometimes opt out of this game, this is the way it used to be played. Pass rushers were the MVPs almost every year because the protection, needs some time to work together, and you just don't get it over here.
First and goal from the 7. And to the end zone and juggled it incomplete. That's Jordan Cameron who cannot haul it in. Covered by the linebacker Johnson, second down goal.
Derek Johnson wants a vote or two as well. Took a big shot on his teammate Jamal Charles. Now one-on-one coverage against the former basketball player, and he gets it done on the outside. Derek Johnson seems like he always leads his team in tackles, no matter who he might be. 4.5 sacks this year as well. Very good all-around player.
9th year in the league, played at Texas. Chiefs #1 pick back in 05. The running back is Alfred Morris of the Redskins. Fake to him. Newton rolling, and Newton's going to get taken down to the 13-yard line. Nowhere to go with it. Robert Quinn chasing him down. 3rd-year defensive end out of North Carolina, the Rams' #1 pick in 11.
You want to know why there hasn't been a lot of scoring? Here's what's going on. This man-to-man coverage, which they didn't do in the past in this game, now is allowing these defenders to make plays. And I think there's a point of personal pride in this football game now. It's one thing when you're giving up touchdowns against zone defenses, but when you're playing man-to-man, you don't want your man making a play. And so these guys, especially the defensive backs, are playing their tails off.
3rd down and goal. 6:45 left in the half. Game tied at 7. Team Sanders with the ball as the pass is caught inside the 5. Can he get to the end zone? Des Bryant, he cannot. Tackled at the 1 to make it 4th down and goal.
Have I heard that call once before?
Yeah, right.
Des Bryant tried to get it in, but Derek Johnson comes back and another big hit. It looked like Des was going to get across the end zone line, and then here comes Johnson with a late shot to keep him out of there.
Kevin Dyson couldn't get it in either.
I knew I heard it somewhere before.
And the Super Bowl between St. Louis and Tennessee after the '99 campaign. So it's 4th down and goal. Forget the field goal. Morris lines up as the tailback. Reese is the fullback. And Newton's going to take it himself, but we heard whistles before the snap. And timeout was taken. Timeout before the snap. Taken by the Sanders group.
Prime time.
Never heard that before. Timeout, prime time. First for everything.
Dion and Jerry, we mentioned they were teammates for 1 season. Both got Super Bowl rings out of it in '94, but facing each other through the years, 10 head-to-head meetings. Rice won 6 times, and Sanders' teams won 4 times. Jerry with 60 receptions in those games and 11 touchdowns. Sanders with 4 interceptions. And these 2 guys as the alumni captains.
We up, defense.
Having fun,
No
but in their own way, inspiring their group.
After this touchdown.
Well, after this touchdown, every player I talked to felt like that they couldn't let these 2 guys down. They really felt like it was their duty, because these 2 guys wanted to win so badly, to play all out in the football game. And I think we've seen a better level of play.
Bragging rights come in a lot of different forms. And Newton will try to work his way into the end zone, but that second burst is able to get in there for the touchdown. Stopped initially, but he's so big at 6'5" and 245, he leveraged himself into the end zone to take the lead.
It really looked like he was going to be stopped on the play, but the one common theme I've heard over here this week and talking to these guys is, I bet you I've heard 10 times, can you believe how big Cam Newton is? I mean, they all look at him like, you got to be kidding me, and really just his size alone won the day there.
Now Justin Tucker of the Ravens, who went to the same high school as Drew Brees and Nick Foles, Westlake in Austin, Texas. Boots it through. So Cam Newton into the end zone to give Team Sanders a 7-point lead in the Pro Bowl. Team Rice 14-7. Welcome back to the 2014 Pro Bowl, presented by McDonald's. Whale watching season in the Hawaiian Islands. January, February was a good time for a lot of action out in the Pacific. An action at the Pro Bowl, Aloha Stadium from the 25-yard line. After that touchdown by Team Sanders, here's Forte, gain of 3, and we go to Michelle.
Well, I'm with Luke Kuechly, and it's interesting playing against some of your own teammates. And Mike Tolbert ran over you there. Were you going easy on him? What happened?
I didn't know what was going to happen. Mike's got some shake. He's got some power, so I was waiting for the shake, and he hit me with the shoulder, so I got to be ready next time.
It's got to be strange going against your own coaching staff as well. Ron Rivera on the other side. What has this been like?
It's been fun. I think, in that last Cam Newton sneak, they're probably holding their breath, hoping he won't get hurt, but it's been fun. I was messing around with Al Holcomb, and some of the other coaches over there, so it's been fun.
This is your second season in the league and your first time at the Pro Bowl, and everything is very, very different. What do you make of this format based on what you used to watch in this game?
I think it's really interesting. It makes it really fun. You got to go against like you said, Mike and Khalil and Jordan Gross, and they got our coaches over there, and there's other guys on the team like Tim Jennings just tackled Matt Forte. So I think it's fun for guys on defense to hit some of the offensive guys.
It's been fun for us to watch. Thanks, Luke.
Absolutely, thank you.
Al?
All right, thank you, Michelle. As you look at Ron Rivera, the guy who was on the proverbial hot seat earlier in the season when Carolina got off to a shaky start. The next thing you know, they wound up with 12 wins and the number 2 seed in the NFC. 3rd and 5. And Rivers throws, and it is intercepted, picked off by Patrick Peterson. Makes another big play. So the Arizona Cardinal quarterback takes care of Rivers, who's now been involved in 2 turnovers in his brief stint. 14-7 Deion's club. Deion Sanders wore number 21. Patrick Peterson wears number 21. How familiar does this look?
There you go. Prime back in the day. And Patrick Peterson will tell you he wears 21 because of Deion Sanders. It influenced a whole generation of kids probably to play defensive back instead of wide receiver, running back, quarterback, wherever he made it cool to play on the other side of the ball.
From the 47-yard line, on a deep drop, under pressure, and he's going to get sacked back at the 39-yard line. That's Cameron Jordan of the New Orleans Saints. Father Steve, a long-time outstanding tight end for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, he's working there against Dwayne Brown, and if the pass rushers in this game want to go, they're tough to block. I've seen this before. My first Pro Bowl I ever played in was '81. The score was 13-10, and those guys can dominate if they really get the opportunity to to uncork it out there. I'd be running the football a little bit more, try and slow him down.
2nd and 23 to the outside. Deshaun Jackson. Dan Fouts was your quarterback. He made the Pro Bowl as a rookie.
Yep.
Fouts was on the other end of the connection.
So Dan here on this trip. Probably the most fun guy I've ever had a chance to play the game of football with.
There he is.
I mean, he is a guy that you can't quite decide, is he calling a play or ordering a drink at the bar? You know, I mean, he enjoys life as much as anybody I know, and I absolutely loved having a chance to play with him.
Had a chance to partner with him for 2 years on Monday Night Football. Phenomenal guy. 3rd down and 20 from the 43. The screen is set up here. Morris. Morris loses the ball, and it's recovered by Team Rice. At the 42, Alteron Werner. So Morris, who almost lost one earlier, but was down by contact before he appeared to have fumbled, gets hit that time by Derek Johnson, who is all over the field.
Derek Johnson's just flying around like he's playing for the Super Bowl here. This has been a fantastic effort by Derek Johnson. Talked about J.J. Watt, but now the turnovers and the big plays starting to come from Derek Johnson, who is enjoying, I believe this is his 3rd Pro Bowl here.
Been in the league for 9 seasons. It is indeed Pro Bowl number 3 for the Kansas City linebacker. From the 42-yard line now. 2:38. Rivers has turned the ball over twice in 2 possessions. And this time Phillip hangs in the pocket, and the pass is a little behind and a little low for Josh Gordon to collect. 2nd down.
Missed out of the touchdown.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers saying, if I make a little better throw here, this is a touchdown. They had man coverage, really no help in the middle of the field, and I think if he hits him in stride, he's got a chance.
20 paint. Smoke, ready.
20 more
paint.
Likely a run, I would think. Smoke.
390.
Maybe a little fake screen out here.
Omaha.
There you go.
Little draw. DeMarco Murray to the 50-yard line, and that will take us to a real 2-minute warning. At the end of the first half, there it is. 2 minutes to the half. Sanders team up 14-7 over Rice's squad. Coming up, the Toyota halftime show, the hockey rink inside Yankee Stadium, where the Rangers earlier today beat the Devils 7-3. Liam McHugh will host from Yankee Stadium. He'll have Dan Patrick's interview with Peyton Manning, Mike Florio's interview with Russell Wilson, and then back here for a live performance from Holly Collinsworth's favorite group, Fall Out Boy, at Aloha Stadium, coming up at halftime.
That's what I would be on that surfboard, the Fall Out Boy.
3rd down and 2 for Team Rice. And with a second effort, that's DeMarco Murray, who picks up a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
DeMarco Murray had a few injuries this year, but so over 1,000 yards, but 5.2 yards per carry. That is a huge number. That's up around Jim Brown and some of those guys.
And Rivers surveys, throws, caught just inside the sideline as Brandon Marshall hauls it in. Good tight coverage on Marshall, but the Bear wide out is able to pull it in for a long gain. 22 yards and a 1st down at the 24-yard line.
And Brandon Marshall was not happy a little bit that Deion Sanders did not choose him early on.
This little sidearm slingshot taken there by Jimmy Graham, and he waltzes out of bounds to stop the clock at the 16-yard line.
And we've seen the old green room
21.
more than a few times on draft day, and guys get embarrassed sitting in there.
Green right slot, Act 5, 695 Cloud, H drag.
Hey,
Check not.
I give you a nod, you run the pump, okay? Queen right slot, Act 5, 695 Cloud, ready.
695, those 3 numbers are 3 different routes across the board. Norv Turner, a lot of the guys will use that system. So it's basically telling you what the routes are.
2nd and 2. And dump off underneath goes to DeMarco Murray. He'll get the 1st down. He'll take the ball to the 11-yard line. And We're under a minute to go now in the opening half.
Can you imagine trying to run an audible system after 3 days of practice?
Ball right at the 10, so first down and goal. And into the end zone. It is caught there for a touchdown by Josh Gordon.
That's what Jerry Rice saw out of Josh Gordon. When Jerry Rice makes a young man like Josh Gordon the #1 overall pick for his wide receiving core, I pay attention. Top receiver in the game, got his feet down, bobbled it just a bit. Good time throw by Phillip Rivers there. He got a ball game.
Extra point by Gostowski will tie it. 36 seconds remaining in the opening half. You were right. Better game than I thought it would be.
Thank you very much. Not always, but
good guess.
Good guess. That's about what it was.
It's interesting how this has worked out. You know, I was thinking when I first saw the format that it would be too tough for fans to figure out who's playing with whom. But you know what? It's really a celebration of the NFL is what it is. Has very little to do with who's winning, who's losing. Nobody cares.
Okay, walk on.
Even if it's conference, who wins or loses the Pro Bowl, it's an all-star game. It's a chance to see, especially some guys who you don't normally see, guys like Josh Gordon.
But we have seen the influence of these two guys, and the fact that there was a draft, there was emotion from the players about this game early on. Some of them were excited that these guys, these Hall of Famers, picked them. Some of them were very upset that they weren't picked and left in the green room. And so by the time we got to Sunday, people were putting the Mai Tais down and were ready to play some football.
From the 25-yard line, here's Newton. And he's going to air it out. He's going to go deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for A.J. Green.
A.J. ran a long way before he turned around to look for this ball here on the outside. Antonio Cromartie on the outside, and probably would have taken a shot from Antrel Roll in a regular game, but just as he turned around, the ball came down and really had a chance for it. Pretty nice throw by Cam Newton.
We got gun double right,
Giant of the jet right there.
Double screen, halfback slow screen right. Don't want ready.
Second and 10.
It's the same play that Morris fumbled on before.
Caught by Morris. Past the 40 to midfield. And then ridden down in Team Rice territory by Antrel Roll with 17 seconds to the half.
Definitely a little change of strategy. Quarterbacks only have to get hit in the back of the head so many times by pass rushers before they start saying, what do you think about screens and draws out here for a little while? Just trying to get it down in field goal range now for Justin Tucker.
Spotted at the 48-yard line. This team with 2 timeouts, and Newton's going to go down at the 43-yard line. So it's been all about the defensive lines today. That's Darius who comes in and is a part of his second sack, and a timeout is taken with 9 ticks.
We talked to Ron Rivera, who now is in the unenviable position of having to rush his own quarterback, and it's legal to do stunts, but he said, I won't be doing any stunts at all against my quarterback, and they still come up with a sack from Darius. Just straight up one-on-one, and Rivera said, what, am I crazy? I am not running those 2-man stunts that we're allowed to do when Cam's in the football game, but hey, start putting a drive together and still got him on the ground.
Well, you've got 6 total sacks in the game with no blitzing and 6 turnovers.
I'm telling you, they parked that big truck for the MVP out in front. They got offensive and defensive this year, and those pass rushers thinking, I'm going to do a little truck in here.
Second and 19, and that's incomplete right over the middle. Intended for the Steelers' Antonio Brown. 6 seconds.
Antonio Brown had a big year this year, didn't he?
Again.
All-time leader now for the Steelers in receiving yards, second only to Hines Ward in catches. Great punt returns we saw.
We got gun double right, 200 jet lion. Alert, get down.
There he is, 110 catches. for almost 1,500 yards. 3rd and 19. Well, could very well be the final play of this half. Taking it down at the 49-yard line is Jordan Cameron, but a timeout was taken by Sanders. That one final second ticks off the clock, but they may put it back on.
Oh yeah, we want to see this field goal. They got to put that back on.
Well, why not?
No. Oh yeah, the official in the back is holding up one finger, saying 1 second remaining.
So we would have here a.
But don't be short with this, because look who's back here. We've seen this one a couple of times before. Antonio Cromartie standing back there, so we could end up with one crazy play at the end of this one.
So this would be a 66-yard attempt. Of course, the NFL regular season record is 64. Matt Prater set that this year. 66 yards away at sea level. And now you're going to get a run back here. And Cromartie is to the 30. And now to the 35-yard line, and that'll do it. So, far more entertainment value than initially we would have thought. Rice would get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Well, yeah. Come with me, partner. Come with me. Tied at 14. Toyota halftime coming up after these messages. Earlier this week, Pro Bowl players and coaches spread out all across the military bases on the island of Oahu to make a lasting impact on thousands of military members and their families. The NFL's best entertained active duty servicemen and women with a live practice at Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam, and also spent time with local kids and families to encourage the importance of being active through the league's NFL Play 60 campaign.
It's such a great opportunity, a great experience to be here and represent your team, your organization, but to meet some of these men and women here that serve our country, that's what it's all about, and that's what makes it special for me.
To learn more about the NFL's year-round Salute to Service, visit NFL.com/salute. And now welcome back to the 2014 Pro Bowl, presented by McDonald's. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, Doug Flutie on the island of Oahu. Though the shot you're seeing right there is the coastline of Maui. It's begun to rain again here on a cloudy day. Temperature in the 70s, and with no kickoffs in this game, Team Rice will start the second half with the ball at its own 25-yard line. So for a Pro Bowl, a very entertaining first 30 minutes.
Very entertaining. I really think the changes that they've made have made a difference.
And we start here with McCoy.
Listen to Rivers.
Rivers is out there to block them, and McCoy puts the ball on the ground, and it is picked up by Eric Berry. So that was disaster right from the start. McCoy going to his right, then coming back around. Rivers is out there to block, or at least to screen, and they give the ball away.
If you've ever heard us do a game, one of the strange things about the best back in the NFL is he is so loose with the football. Look at the way the thing is swinging out, and it has driven his coaches crazy for years, but in the rain this time it just happened to get away from him. He is not a guy that really tucks it up underneath like that, and really for all his brilliance, and I already this year named him as the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year behind Peyton Manning, the MVP, but that's his one flaw.
7 turnovers in the game, so you've got Cam Newton at quarterback now for the Dion group. Hits Morris. And Alfred Morris gets away from a couple of shirt tackles, picks up a first down, and takes it to the 5-yard line.
What happened to the effort we were seeing? I mean, all the defensive guys sort of just, there was a question about the snap count. Was it early? Was there a penalty? Everybody stood around, and I think it just sort of permeated the defense. It looked like they were going to make a tackle. Now Alfred Morris didn't give up and made a play.
Well, the guys had too many malasadas at the half.
That was bizarre, especially based on what we saw the first half,
Sure.
where everybody was trying so hard.
So first and goal now from the 5-yard line. And then Newton puts it on the ground and has to cover up at the 12, and we go to Michelle.
I'm with Deion Sanders, who was really serious when he came out here, but it seemed like 3 plays that are driving you crazy.
What? They have me on the seesaw.
What are you hoping?
Why are we fumbling right here, Cam?
What are you hoping to see here in the second half?
A beatdown, a blowout. We want to win. I mean, this is what separates great from good, and we want to win.
All right, thank you very much, Doug Flutie. Let's hear from Jerry Rice.
Yeah, with Jerry, hey, what's the approach to second half here? The intensity looks like it's slipping.
No, we got to get that tempo going again, and it's going to be up to me once those guys come to the sideline to let them know that, look, hey, we don't play like that. We got to play with intensity, and we got to put points on the board.
You got it.
Bottom line.
Go out
I don't like what I'm seeing right now.
Me either. Go out on the field, Jerry. Go out on the field, Deion. Give him a little pep talk here.
Timeout taken by the Sanders group.
I'm serious. I'm trying to win. Ain't no feelings in it. We get luck right now.
I love it. I've got to say, I love it. I love having those two guys out there. Don't get to be where they were as players without playing hard all the time, and they're letting them know it.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Well, there's a little bit of histrionics here, but there's a little bit of seriousness, too, with these guys.
You know, there was some trash talking going back and forth, and it was all in good fun, and it was good TV and all that kind of stuff. But if you know those two guys at all, you know that they're serious about winning.
2nd and goal, and the pass is caught. Morris takes it to the 4-yard line.
I think Alfred Morris got a little embarrassed with that fumble in the first half.
Sure.
He's come out here in the second half ready to play.
Almost gave the ball away twice. One of those Mike Shanahan picks. Mike did it twice. Terrell Davis, 6th-round pick.
Double right, 98
when he got him in
outside.
Denver, and Morris, a 6th-round pick for Mike when he was at Washington.
We haven't seen any field goal attempts yet other than one right at the end of the first half. You wonder if they might because the game's close now.
3rd down and goal. And here's Morris, and he's going to be taken down at the 4-yard line. For what it's worth, you've got a $27,000 difference per man. Each guy on the winning team is going to get $53K, and losers get $26,000.
Chuck Pagano, they started to send the field goal team out, and then they pulled him back.
Here we go. We got gun double right, 2 jet, lion, gun double right, 2 jet, lion.
You got me on that one. Unless it's like some kind of a wide receiver coming across running the ball.
And to the goal line, and the catch is incomplete. No catch. Des Bryant is there. Couldn't hold on.
Yeah, just trying to do the little drive route on the inside, and good play by Werner. Interesting not kicking the field goal there in a close game, though.
Later on they will. The Pro Bowl is being brought to you by Samsung Galaxy. The next big thing is here. By Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. That's the way Hawaii looks a lot of the time. As you saw Waikiki, and there's the lighthouse near Diamond Head.
Great people here.
Kids having a great time here.
It's like Green 90.
At the Pro Bowl. 4-yard line. They start Team Rice with a 3-yard gain. Up to the 7-yard line. That's Mike Tolbert, Carolina Panther fullback carrying.
Yeah, and if you need a little intensity on the defensive side, Terrell Suggs not too bad a place to start. There's a guy who was the defensive player of the year. Came in back and had the Achilles injury and really was not right all year last year, really until he got into the playoffs. Came back this season with 10 sacks and made the Pro Bowl again. And very entertaining guy. We get the pleasure of talking to him every time we go into Baltimore.
2nd and 7, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Larry Fitzgerald. First time he's been targeted. Kuechly covering on the play. 3rd down and 7.
Well, you can play a little zone defense in the game now as well. And Luke Kuechly, one of the best, had 4 interceptions during the course of the regular season. And he just has that space. Whoever comes into that space, that time it just happened to be Larry Fitzgerald.
We saw Breeze start. Rivers came in the 2nd quarter, and Alex Smith will get some action in before this day is done as the 3rd quarterback for Jerry's team. 3rd and 7. And wide open, making the catch, Tony Gonzalez for a first down all the way out to the 38-yard line as he wraps up that stellar career, 17 seasons.
Well, the last time they worked underneath Luke Kuechly right here as he steps up. And so they're just throwing it in behind to Tony Gonzalez, who's been doing that forever. And Tony Gonzalez, they have little stars on the back of their jersey for the number of Pro Bowls they've been in. Look at the stars on that jersey. That's absolutely incredible. You're talking about a guy, and what did he play in? One playoff game, I think?
Well,
unbelievable.
Been a rough road in postseason for him, or even getting there. And that pass is broken up. Alshon Jeffrey was the intended receiver, and Grimes was there covering on the play.
I remember Brent Grimes and talking about him. He was a guy that just could jump out of the gym. Not a very big guy, and then he had the Achilles issue. But watch him get up against one of the biggest receivers, one of the best sleepers, and Grimes goes up as high as Alshon Jeffrey did on that play to make it. Made a huge difference going down with the Miami Dolphins.
Set 390.
Jeffrey 6'3", Grimes at 5'10", second down and 10. And Rivers sets up a screen the other way to Matt Forte. Out to midfield he goes. And that's enough for a first down. Tackled there by Kuechly.
Big year by Matt Forte. I think they've really now, with Jay Cutler, figured out ways to get Forte involved, not just running the football. That's the second leading tackler or rusher this year in the NFL. LaShawn McCoy was first. But what he can do as a receiver opposite Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, he's the third leading receiver on the Bears and really just had a great year.
Bears coming so close to getting into postseason play, only to lose in that dramatic Week 17 game to Green Bay. And Rivers is going to go down at the 44-yard line. It was Greg Hardy of the Carolina Panthers who comes in there for the sack.
J.J. Watt there working on Jordan Gross on the other side, the one that really is going to set this up. And then Greg Hardy from the other side. It was a very strange situation. Ron Rivera actually didn't want Greg Hardy on his team because he didn't want him rushing Cam Newton. He said, because they call him Kraken, that's his nickname. He said Kraken wouldn't know the difference. He would just go in and hit my quarterback.
As long as it's Rivers, it's fine though.
Yeah.
His Forte to the 47-yard line. Kuechly making the tackle. Under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter in a Pro Bowl game tied at 14.
That was some Carolina defense, wasn't it? That overshadowed a bit by what Seattle accomplished. Seattle almost putting up some numbers comparable to the old 85 Bears and #1 in total yards and points and all the different things that went along with what they did this season. But anywhere Ron Rivera is, you know there's going to be a good defense. Sean McDermott, Ron did a great job with them.
Played for one of the great defensive units ever, the 85 Chicago Bears under Ditka and Buddy Ryan. And Rivers is going to get it away. Just before he goes down, McCoy put the pressure on, but the pass is complete for a very short game. Jimmy Graham. Fourth down and the punt.
This is another one of the new rules here. They're allowed to run some of these stunts now that they haven't been able to do in the past. Not that they didn't. You know, we were just talking to Dan Fouts earlier. They had all these rules that are supposed to protect the quarterbacks, and then by the time it got down to the money part of the game, which is getting to be where we are now, people want to pay all those motel or hotel bills and all their family members coming over here and eating and drinking, and this is when you start trying to win.
Here's Hecker's punt. Fielded at the 11-yard line by Patterson, by Cordero Patterson, and it's just Bethel, the special teams maven from the Arizona Cardinals, in for the stop. Game time. This week, Wanda Sykes will be there. Other guests include Tim Allen. The night show this week.
Big thank you to Jay Leno, though. All the great years, late night, dominating that time slot. And, of course, Jimmy Fallon taking over with his musical ability. Does some really funny things. Looking forward to that. But Jay's been a big part of NBC for a long time. Big thanks to him.
From the 11-yard line. On first down, the handoff going to Eddie Lacy, the Green Bay rookie. Takes the ball out to the 18-yard line for a gain of 7 yards. First time we have seen him, and let's go to Doug Flutie.
And with Drew early on pass rush, was the intensity surprising you a little bit?
Nah, I knew they were going to get after it. You know, I kind of got that feeling from J.J. Watt early on, especially the way that he drafted. You know, he went right after Sue first pick and then Gerald McCoy the next pick. And so I knew they were going to dial it up a little bit. And listen, they've done a great job. I think we just kind of had to get our flow going. And for me, just, you know, get the ball out.
Speaking of the draft, you were captain. You had some input with Jerry on the draft. What was your approach?
Get all my guys, first and foremost. So we got all the Saints guys, which paid off when, you know, we got to throw it up to Jimmy Graham. But that, and then, you know, just get some guys that can make some plays down the field, which, you know, obviously we got a huge receiving core, and defensively just guys that are versatile and can play a lot of safety positions, a lot of linebacker positions, pass rushers. And I think, you know, it's a tight game right now. You know, we'll see what happens.
It's a real football game. Let's look at the big picture. 4th 5,000-yard passing season. No one else has more than one. Are you that good?
No. I consider myself very lucky to be on the team that I'm on, play with the personnel I get a chance to play with, coached by the guys that get coached by. And, you know, it's been a blessing. Don't take it for granted. I think my approach always is to be as consistent a player as I can be, but always consistently getting a little bit better. And so every offseason you evaluate where you were the year before, what you want to get better at, but and just know that you got a shot at it every year.
Thanks a lot, Drew.
All right, Doug. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Doug. By the way, Doug Flutie played in a Pro Bowl.
He sure did.
1998.
21 years of professional football. How about that?
Amazing. A couple of those, a few of those in Canada. And the 5,000-yard seasons he's talking about, Breeze has done it 4 times. And you got Peyton, you got Stafford, you got Brady, and Marino.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And how many times have we been in the Superdome, and they're almost unstoppable down there. It's almost, you get to the point where you have production meetings with the other team and you almost want to send them condolences like, hey, you know, well, better luck next week because you know what's coming. They can just light it up in that building.
Send us condolences too, because we're going deep into the saddlebags for film material in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10. A little dump off, but somebody got in to get his arm. It was Cameron Jordan. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, working on Brandon Albert here on the outside. And again, what we're not seeing are some of these backs coming over and chipping and all the things that you would ordinarily do against a great pass rusher. And most teams, they'll have 1 or 2, and so you send the back or the tight end that way and give a little support. But in this game, who are you going to double team? You know, everybody is going to win the battle in one-on-one situations. But that guy, Cameron Jordan, an amazing athlete.
3rd and 10 at the 24. Oops. Ooh, nearly picked off. Des Bryant, the intended receiver, and that was Antonio Cromartie covering 4th down.
Well, here's what I think's been the biggest difference in this game is you've got the ability of these guys to play press man-to-man coverage. And I think the egos involved have really helped the play of this game. They don't want to give up the play because all the guys on the sideline, including Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, they know it was you. And so that intensity has really helped this football game.
And you brought that out at the beginning of the game. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
That is outstanding analysis. Fields his punt. McCluster at the 20-yard line. And the Kansas City run back specialist brings it back out to the 26-yard line. 3:08 left in the 3rd. Tight one in Honolulu. Tied at 14. Rice and Sanders.
Vertical in the screen. That's all they have.
All right, Dion, one number 21 with Patrick Peterson, the other. Mic'd up.
Reasons. 21 reasons. 21 reasons. 21 reasons. Oh. I see you. Ain't no you can't try you, baby. Ain't no you can't try you, baby. They can't try you like that.
Well, Peterson with the pick, and now Alex Smith comes in for Team Rice at quarterback. Throws, caught. Matt Forte close to the 1st down as Alex Smith, first year in Kansas City, lost his job in San Francisco when he got hurt and Colin Kaepernick took over. Andy Reid picked him, and they got him in a trade, and well, they won their first 9 games.
Here we go.
All he does is win. It may not always be beautiful. 39-1 record as a starter since the start of the 2011 season, and you know, he got it done. I mean, a lot of reasons why Kansas City turned it around, but certainly Alex Smith a big part of it.
Second down and 1, and stopped in the backfield. That's J.J. Watt, making sure Forte doesn't go very far. Second down and 10.
J.J. Watt does this on a regular basis. He's going to beat double teams here, come in, come out, split the 2 guys, and make the play. One of my favorite games that I watched this year was J.J. Watt against Russell Wilson, chasing him all over the park in that game.
One of the new twists this year, a 2-minute warning here in the 3rd quarter. So the game time is 14, 2 minutes left in the 3rd. And one of the nuances this year now is they're going to play the 3rd quarter as if it were the 4th quarter. A 2-minute warning. And then in the 4th quarter, no matter what happens here, Team Sanders will wind up with the ball to begin the 4th quarter at the 25-yard line. So some strategy could come into play right here. But right now we've got Alex Smith leading his team to the line of scrimmage with a second down and 10. With 2 minutes left in the 3rd. It is caught on the run and taken into Team Sanders territory by Jimmy Graham to the 48-yard line.
Well, there's a pretty good battle going on between J.J. Watt and Derek Johnson as to who's going to get my MVP vote on the defensive side. J.J. Watt hasn't slowed down for 1 snap yet.
From the 48. And that's knocked down a Darrelle Revis breakup of a pass intended for Gordon.
I haven't seen a lot of Darrelle Revis this year. We didn't get a chance to call one of Tampa Bay's games, but watch him break on the football down here at the bottom of the screen. That's the way Darrelle Revis used to look when he was on the island playing for the New York Jets. Of course, had the injury, and now looks like he is getting pretty close back to full form again.
And as you said, Lovie Smith comes in as the new head coach in Tampa. Obviously a defensive pedigree. See how it all shakes out. Second down and 10 from the 48. And hanging in there, and then the pass is incomplete. Reaching up for it was Tony Gonzalez, angry with himself, thought he should have pulled it in but couldn't. 3rd and 10.
Paul Posluszny right underneath it, able to get his hand up on that little out and up inside linebacker support. We've seen Tony Gonzalez make a lot of those catches. Couldn't tell if it got tipped or not. No matter what else happens in this game, I hope Tony Gonzalez goes home happy and healthy, and big thank you from all of us. Boy, what a first-class guy he has been. A great, great player. A no question Hall of Famer. I'm sure he'll be on a television set near you sometime soon.
No question. 3rd down and 10. And Smith is going to get wrapped up and sacked, and that's J.J. Watt. So between Watt and Johnson, these 2 guys are, I think, envisioning themselves at the wheel of that vehicle that goes to the defensive MVP.
He was envisioning being on a surfboard there, working against Jordan Gross here on the outside. Comes right around and makes the play, but the celebration, this is one I haven't seen yet. Here we go. That's one of those big waves. Jump up there. Jump up there. There you go. Ride it in.
Beautiful.
Even Kraken like that one.
Johnny Hecker. It's a punt. It's a good one. And taking it out of bounds at the 5-yard line is Patterson. So we have 19 seconds left in the 3rd, and the game is tied in the Pro Bowl. 4 days ago, that was the scene at MetLife Stadium, home of the Super Bowl next week. This was on Wednesday. A lot of snow in New York. Getting the stadium cleaned up. Had some flurries there today. Game is a week from tonight, the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Hawaii. Pro Bowl history, last scoreless quarter. 2007, the first quarter. I mean, it was 100 points. 100 points were scored in this game a couple of years ago. We were in the 90s last year. We can remember any final score. But this one is a different twist. Been cool. It's been fun.
Really has been. Give some credit to Dominic Foxworth. Helped him come up with some of these new original rules. And here, if they don't gain a yard in the last 2 minutes, the clock's going to stop. So they want to force them to keep playing.
Right. This team's going to get the ball at the 25-yard line. And here is Lacey, and that will keep the clock running.
All he needed.
Yep, that's all he needed to the 9-yard line. That's going to let the clock probably run all the way down, which means it'll be the end of the quarter, and they will get the ball at the 25-yard line.
You have the rules down no matter what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you.
Except golf.
Offside, icing, you got it.
Here we go.
14 all is our score in the Pro Bowl. And the Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's continues after these messages. And welcome back to the 2014 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's. Al Michaels with Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, Doug Flutie working the sidelines. Super Bowl next Sunday. Broncos, 5 guys in double figures in touchdowns this season, led by Demaryius Thomas. Against that defense, first defense since the '85 Bears to lead the NFL in fewest points, yards, and most takeaways. That was a team that won. Ron Rivera, coaching Team Rice today, played on. Bitka and Ryan. Nick Foles is the quarterback, and the Philadelphia QB who led the league in passer rating. His first pass is complete, but only for a couple of yards to Bryant, and we go to Michelle.
And I'm with Darrelle Revis, who has faced Peyton Manning many times, who played against Russell Wilson this year. So let me just start by looking ahead to next week. What's going to be the most interesting aspect of the Super Bowl for you to watch?
You know, they're both great, 2 great teams. I'm looking for the matchup. I'm actually looking for the matchup against Richard Sherman and Peyton Manning as well. But I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, and I'm rooting for Peyton because he had an awesome year this year. He played lights out, and there'll be no better way to just cap it off with a Super Bowl win.
Speaking of capping it off, you capped off this season coming to the Pro Bowl after you tore your ACL in 2012. What has this journey been like for you?
It's been a rough ride this year for me, with my ACL, and also, just us going 4-12. It was just an up and down season. It was a lot of emotions this year, as a team and as individually, as a player. So the only thing I could do is just, fight hard and toughen it out. So it is what it is. It's, that's why it's 2013. It's a new year. We get to start fresh. We have Lovie Smith coming in, so I'm hearing great things about him.
Yeah, so you have yet to talk to him? Do you know what he's thinking for you?
No, I haven't talked to him yet. I know he's been busy, getting a job and doing interviews and doing a lot of things down there. So when I get back to Tampa, I'll sit down with him and have a conversation with him.
The tone of this game has been a lot different than, remember 2012 when you were here?
Yeah.
Why has it been so different?
I think there's more emphasis on, just playing hard. In the past, this is my 5th Pro Bowl. In the past, guys would not play as much or play as hard. And, we want to give Hawaii a show. And I think that's why so much emphasis this year to play a little bit harder and give a show out there.
Well, you certainly have. Thanks so much for joining us, Darrelle. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Al?
All right, thank you, Michelle. And you just saw Foles getting sacked by Hatcher. So it's 4th down, and Brandon Fields will now punt. 9 sacks in the game and 7 turnovers.
This is an old school Pro Bowl. It really is. This is the way they used to be played, where the pass rushers were going to make a name for themselves and dare those offensive linemen to try and block them.
Well, Breeze loosening up, so he might be getting ready to come back into the game as McCluster gets taken down at the 28-yard line by Greg Hardy.
Cracking.
Did some there. 12.5 left. 14 all in the Pro Bowl. Game being brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Bank of America and by AT&T. Rethink possible. And back we come. It's the road to Hana on the island of Maui. A 2-hour jaunt.
I was there once. That's just an incredible place.
Hairpin after hairpin, but the scenery is spectacular. So there's Foles on the sideline. And now you've got Team Rice with Alex Smith staying in at quarterback, even though Breeze had been warming up along the sideline. So Smith from the 29-yard line hands the ball off and going through the middle. Nice gain for DeMarco Murray. And let's go to Drew Brees mic'd up.
Just, hey, look at the pass rushers they got in the game real quick. Look at the pass rushers. Hardy, Sue, McCoy, and Watt. Good luck to you, bro.
I hear him. Got the defensive player of the year, J.J. Watt. Greg Hardy, who had 7 sacks in his last 2 games. Dominican Sue, good golly.
And that is Tony Gonzalez, who is wrapping up his career here today in Honolulu, making the catch here.
All right, do I get to ask you about Richard Sherman at this point?
Nobody's talked about Richard Sherman this week, have they?
You know, it was a little startling, probably for people who didn't know him so well. But your take on what happened at the end of that game?
Well, I saw, yes, you see the interview. If you know the guy, and we have spent a lot of time with him because we've done a lot of Seahawk games, and we've been around him, and he's a very, very intelligent guy who he writes well too, as the catch is made by Josh Gordon. He writes for Peter King's website. He's very articulate, and I just thought, hey, look, you're full of adrenaline. You've just made a tremendous play, and I had the feeling that within 2 minutes, Richard went back and said, I probably went over the top. And of course, as the week progressed, he knew he'd gone over the top. But so be it.
And there were things that happened in the history between those two guys, and I don't know the details, so I won't pretend to make it up. But there's a reason why there's a 10-minute cooling off period at the end of games before reporters are allowed to come in and ask you questions. One of the things I liked about it, though, Al, was that people got a chance to see how crazy you almost have to be to play in the National Football League. I mean, I really, every week, had to try and make myself that emotional out there to talk my brain into running across the middle and taking some of the shots we've seen from these guys out here.
Well, you've just made a phenomenal play to get your team to the Super Bowl. You've been going back and forth with Crabtree the whole game. You try to acknowledge Crabtree for what it's worth at the end of the game, and he sort of, pushed your way. So I get it. But in the meantime, it set up a cottage industry for the rest of the country all week long. As Alex Smith takes off, slides to a halt at the 30-yard line, and $18 gazillion of commercials were sold because the content was used on various programs throughout the week talking about Richard Sherman.
No doubt about that. Here, Alex Smith, one of the things that people forget about him is he was a great running quarterback in college. I think Urban Meyer was his coach, and he had the ability, ran about a 4.5 coming out. One of the reasons he was the #1 overall pick, and all the different guys we were thinking about maybe running the football in this thing, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, some of those guys, and now it's Alex Smith on a big drive.
From the 31-yard line. And to the outside, and for the miscommunication there, Alshon Jeffrey cutting to the inside. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
People forget the game that Alex Smith had in that playoff game. What he put up, 44 points and lost against Indianapolis. Really would have been a great moment for him. And again, I go back to it. I still think if Jamal Charles hadn't been hurt, probably win the game.
Same.
Look at that. Look at those numbers.
Yep. And lose the game.
59. You're set. Wide 80. I set.
Well, we heard him say they're number 59, and we talked about it. We're not really supposed to talk about what we hear on the microphones.
But we can.
Here we can do it. Because he came out and he said 59.
The right gun, going right, 95 hinge balloon.
And basically what he's saying is what the guys, the offensive line, are responsible for.
Going right, 95 hinge, H balloon on 1.
In that case, it was Luke Kuechly. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
Hey, get out, huh? Get out. 59.
So 59, again, that means our offensive lineman, we're going to block him. If anybody else comes, the back has him.
And Smith is going to go down. So that the defensive fronts of both teams all day long. That's Gerald McCoy of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who comes in for the sack. And we've now had 10 sacks in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Gerald McCoy's been a nightmare in this one. Again, they're allowed to do these little two-man stunts here. And McCoy got out on Joe Thomas and was able to make yet another play. Again, they didn't go for the field goal early on that would have given them a lead here. Now they're going to have to try a long one. What, 53?
53 yards. Gostowski to kick it.
His long for the year was 54, so fully capable of this. 5 for 6 over 50 this year, 12 for 16 in his career.
Trying to give the Rice team the lead, and it is no good. Stephen Gostowski missing from 53. Off the upright. Earlier today, they played a hockey game in Yankee Stadium. They'll keep the rink up because on Wednesday, on the NBC Sports Network, the Rangers are back there at Yankee Stadium, this time to take on the Islanders at 6:30 Eastern Time. Wild sight. These Stadium Series games are just phenomenal. Yankee Stadium, hockey Wednesday night. So the game tied. You've got Foles in the game, and he hands it to Lacey, and he gets wrapped up in the backfield, and we go to Michelle.
I'm with Deion Sanders. What needs to change here? We're still at 14 all.
Offensively, I know drafting young quarterbacks, it was going to be a dilemma, but I know I have Luck, and he's with his scheme. So if we have to go back to Luck, we got to go back to Luck.
That's what we're going to look for. Let's go over to Doug Flutie.
With Jerry Rice, how about you guys? What's your approach down the wire? What are you going to do?
Well, Doug, we've got about 7 minutes left in this ball game. We just got to make some plays. You know, it's up for grabs right now, and I'm hoping that Team Rice is going to step up and win this.
You got a couple big receivers thinking about throwing a jump ball up, just throw it down the field?
Yeah, you know, I think eventually we're going to have to do that because we got some guys, you know, over 6'4", 6'5", so give them opportunity up high.
Thanks a lot, Jerry.
All right, Doug, that's the pass from Foles to Lacey to the 48-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 5 with 6.5 to go. And will we see Luck back in the game?
Well, I tell you, Nick Foles this year, you have to say one of the more incredible years we've seen. Started the year as a backup and set all kinds of records. 27 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions, the best rate we've ever seen, or for a long, long time ever seen. He really was tremendous this year. You have to give him a lot of credit.
Got him into the playoffs, and their wild card game with the Saints went right down to the wire before the Saints won it on a field goal. And Foles going deep downfield, and it is pulled in. Antonio Brown making the catch. Good coverage. Joe Hayden right with him. But the Steeler wideout has set them up inside the 15 on the 39-yard reception.
One of the things you see are a lot of hand signals. You saw the man coverage, tugged the face mask. That means we're going to do the little hesitate and go route on the outside, and it worked. Antonio Brown doing a great job, leaving himself enough space to make that catch.
Keep it going.
Decent little push off as well.
Hey, let's go quick count right here. Quick count, you got it? Here we go. Gun, double right, 7 jet, F shell across, Z bang on quick count, quick. You got OTB.
Off track betting.
We all come back to our roots, though.
Yes, we do. Couldn't help myself. Here's Foles. It's caught underneath. This is Deshaun Jackson, so one eagle to the other for a short game. Historic year for Foles. Aaron Rodgers has the highest passer rating in NFL history in 2011. Peyton Manning did it with the Colts, 121. Had the record before Rodgers broke it. And there's Foles, number 3, with Brady in 2007.
Strong right
number
slot.
4.
Pound 2, X smash, wide corner on 1-on-1, right?
Yeah, he's having to read them off. X smash Y corner is you're going to have a little underneath route by the outside guy. And then the tight end is going to go to the corner.
1-1. So go. 180. 180.
Foles off his back foot, and it is hauled in the end zone by Jordan Cameron for a touchdown.
Y means tight end in the jargon of the NFL, and right there it is. And I tell you, if you have not followed the Cleveland Browns at all, they have some players in that franchise, and Jordan Cameron is certainly one of them that has stuck out this year. Another converted basketball player just going up and making a play.
What do we got? Fan on the field. Not for long. Maybe the officials get a laugh out of it.
And a toed off.
Having fun in the sun. Here's Justin Tucker for the extra point.
No problem.
We all come back to our roots.
Yes, sir.
4:41 left in the fourth. Team Sanders has the lead again, 21-14 in Honolulu. Final Sunday of January in the Hawaiian Islands. The sunsets are almost always spectacular. And actually, it's been a cloudy day, but sky's beginning to clear a little bit. Tony Gonzalez wrapping up his stellar career. But right now, let's see how this game winds down with 4:41 to go. And Rice's team down by 7, and they start this drive by handing the ball off to Matt Forte for a gain of 9 yards. For the first time this year, you've got 2 MVPs. It used to be just one guy from either side of the ball. This year, offense, defense. I mean, you've got Derek Johnson and J.J. Watt have been terrific defensively.
Yep.
Offensively, we got
here we go.
a few guys to choose from.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who, though.
Right now, I'd say Nick Foles. You know, when he got in the game, he took him right down the field, a couple of big throws, and first one to Antonio Brown, and then came right back with the touchdown to Jordan Cameron.
2nd and 2. And Smith is going to backhand it and almost have that one intercepted by Eric Weddle of the San Diego Chargers. 3rd and 2. So a $27,000 difference. The guys who are really making out today are the Broncos and the Seahawks, who were named to this game and of course had a doctor's excuse because they have a game next Sunday in New York. But they're each going to wind up with almost 40 grand.
Yeah. Does that matter who wins the game?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
So they just get their share no matter what.
They get it. Yeah. Because you don't know which team they would have wound up on.
Yeah, that's a good point. All of them would have said the winning team.
3rd and 2. And as we say, there's no grounding in this game under any circumstance. Watt put the pressure on. What, between him and Thomas, I'm not sure who we're going to, Johnson, I'm not sure we're going to go for defensive MVP.
J.J. Watt's been grounding a lot of quarterbacks so far in this one. He has just stayed relentless. And that's really his trademark. A guy that really never worked inside until he got to the NFL. And those long arms, really his signature move, because he's able to extend one arm, put it in the guy's chest. It was interesting. I never really thought about it, but he described it as you can reach farther with one arm than you can with 2. So I do one arm to get first contact and then get off the guy.
They didn't teach you that in Florida?
I know I wasn't making a lot of contact.
Could this be a fake?
Whoops.
Yeah. It is Mike Tolbert. And he's going to get the necessary yardage.
Oldest fake in the book right there, and really had a chance on the outside. Marcel Reese had a chance at him, but fullback on fullback crime there, and Tolbert, as Luke Kuechly found out earlier, not easy to drive him back. He's really one of my favorite guys. He's a favorite of fantasy football players around as well. A guy that scores a lot of touchdowns, 31 rushing touchdowns since 2010, but excellent pass protector, good receiver coming out of the backfield, pretty good with fake punts too.
Our illustrious producer Fred Godelli sniffed that one out. Gain of 4 on a 4th and 2 fake. 3:40 to go in the 4th. Dumped underneath. catches made there. Forte, Leslie making the tackle.
Paul Puzzlesny's had a nice game for Jacksonville representing. Another guy that doesn't get a lot of publicity playing in Jacksonville, but his 4th straight year leading his team in tackles.
Started his career with the Buffalo Bills. Played his college ball at Penn State. Jerry Rice. His team right now down by a touchdown.
And should they score, I think we can all anticipate going for 2, wouldn't you?
We hope. On 2nd down and 8. Over the middle too high. Pass intended for Jimmy Graham. 3rd down.
Jimmy, you wonder if that sore foot may have had a little something to do with his inability to go up. Here's a guy that typically goes up and can make those kind of plays there. Jimmy Graham coming across the field. He is battled, and you can see even a little limp as he goes across there. Give him a lot of credit. Drew Brees talked about what a crazy competitor he is.
It's amazing with 16 touchdowns, fighting that foot injury all year long. Came in and out of that playoff game in Seattle because of it.
I was surprised to see him here, truthfully. I thought he'd take this one off.
3rd and 8. And Smith able to get away, and then it's almost picked off. That's Eric Weddle, who earlier this week was playing golf and had a hole-in-one. Almost had the pick there, 4th down.
That would be a good week, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be
a
great.
hole-in-one and then come right back and have this one. There's going to be Eric Weddle coming right out of the center of the field here. Late throw. Eric Weddle's a guy that probably doesn't get a lot of credit. As a safety, he led the Chargers in tackles, his 2nd Pro Bowl, and got a lot of fun. He really had a good time this week and just playing the game in general.
Set. Wide 80. Ice out.
And Smith on a 4th down is able to keep the drive alive. Josh Gordon making the catch, getting out of bounds, stopping the clock at 2:42, and the ball at the 45 after a gain of 16 yards.
Remember, the first receiver taken by Jerry Rice, this guy. Josh Gordon led the NFL in receiving yards. J.J. Watt came on an inside stunt. That time, Nick Mangold, I think it was, picked that one up. And Alex Smith keeps the drive alive.
Set. Wide 80. Ice out.
And then drop. So the minute you start talking about Josh Gordon, he starts to look downfield before he looks the ball into his hands, and it's 2nd down.
Not the first time I put the, what do you call it, the kibosh, whatever you want to call that thing. I get a few of those.
Yeah, here we go. Hey, gun. Double right gun. Gone right. 99 stop. H cross Y seam. I want gun.
99 stop. I'm going to guess that's one of those back shoulder kind of throws on the outside with a Y seam. Jimmy Graham going right down this numbers over here.
Could mean stop J.J. Watt, too.
It could be.
2nd and 10. And that's dropped. Forte can't handle it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
One of the things you get to hear with these microphones on sometimes are the reactions when they don't make a play. We've heard a couple of quarterbacks say, come on.
Let's go. Gun, double right gun, gone right. 37H balloon. I want 59.
Set. Wide 80. I set.
3rd and 10. That pass is too high. Intended there for Josh Gordon. We've heard everything but Omaha.
You're going to hear that plenty next week,
aren't you?
Tried to fit this thing in here. Tried one over the top with Patrick Peterson before, and I'll give Eric Weddle credit. He's had 2 or 3 that if this had been a regular season game, he would have sent wide receivers to the sideline. He's played the ball and taken care of these guys a little bit today.
There we go. 59. Set.
Wide 80. Ice out.
And on 4th down, Smith just has to launch it and hope for something. Instead, he winds up having it intercepted by Brent Grimes. And so, Team Sanders is going to get the ball back with 2:17 left and a 7-point lead in the Pro Bowl. NFL Mobile, your source for Super Bowl 48. Learn about all the events taking place with the Super Bowl guide and watch Super Bowl 48 live on your phone. Call Star NFL or visit NFL.com/mobile today.
I'm sitting outside. I'm doing the whole thing in New York.
We'll be watching it on television in Sochi. We're ready to greet you at the airport a couple of days after that.
That's right.
So from the 30-yard line now with the lead. And this is Jamal Charles. And he's going to pick up the first down before he is taken out of bounds. And again, he stayed in bounds. The clock keeps running. That takes us to the 2-minute warning, but Team Rice can stop the clock 3 times in an attempt to get the ball back with 27,000 per man at stake as we go down the stretch here. 21-14 in favor of St. Team with the ball and the lead. What they'd like to do, of course, is run the clock all the way out, pick up a couple of first downs along the way. One thing you have to do in the last 2 minutes, though, if you run a play and it doesn't gain a yard, the clock will stop at that point. If you gain a yard, it makes the other team take its timeouts, and the Rice team has all 3 of theirs. 2 minutes to go. From the 45-yard line. And there's an example right there. Lacey losing 3, and that's going to stop the clock. So in effect, that's a free timeout. Derek Johnson making the tackle.
Derek Johnson's been doing this the entire game. I think he knew the rules and knew that what the heck. Got to end up taking a shot, because if we can make a stop here in the backfield, we don't have to use one of our timeouts. So big play there. This one's a long way from over. Dominic Foxworth, all you guys that came up with these rules, so far it's working.
Here we go. Here we go. 1-1. Alpha. Single.
False start. Offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And sayonara to Scott Green, the referee in tonight's game, who will be retiring.
Had a great career, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Good man. Scott Dawson, the umpire. Larry Rose, the side judge, also retiring. Nice going away gift. Get to officiate the Pro Bowl.
Here we go.
Had to forget all the rules he knew.
That's right.
180. 180.
2nd and 17. Here's Lacey. And he's able to pick up the yardage to at least force Team Rice to take a timeout, which indeed they do here.
Jerry Rice's team. This is their first charge.
I'll tell you, I'll never forget watching Eddie Lacy playing Notre Dame in that national championship game down in Miami. Of course, my son on the Notre Dame team, but that is a big guy with pretty incredible moves. When I first put on the tape watching him for the draft, I was thinking Jerome Bettis, a guy that big and that quick and that strong. And of course, when Aaron Rodgers went down, a lot of the burden fell on Eddie Lacy, a rookie, and he delivered more yards than any other rookie running back this year. A great season.
5'11", 230 with a ton of power.
6 jet, F shallow cross, Z bang on 1-1, right? Bang, I got you. DJ, Lincoln.
Nick Foles here will not make a bad throw. He is going to be willing to take a sack, but he will not throw an interception here.
All on the regular season. Just has to dump it off and throw it away, and it's going to be 4th down. Ray Anderson's been a long-time executive in the National Football League, executive vice president, football operations. Worked very closely with our crew in a lot of scenarios and situations. And congratulations to Ray, who becomes the athletic director at Arizona State.
Alma mater for you, huh? There you go. And I talked to him at least a half an hour the other day, and we have tee times established for the Super Bowl next year. He's going to have a setup.
Yep. Good man. She's going to do a great job in Tempe. Brandon Fields' his punt is a line drive caught at the 16 by McCluster. And Dexter McCluster with a good run back, runs into his own man. And then is tackled finally at the 41-yard line, but he has set his team up in pretty good position with 1:24 to play and 2 timeouts.
Vontez Burfict there, the linebacker, just wanted to make sure he didn't go down. And you get the feeling that McCluster was thinking he was about to get hit. Instead, he got held up. There you go. I got you. All right, no, let's keep going. And you just wonder what McCluster might have done with that one. This is the Pro Bowl that will not go away. This thing is going to go right down to the wire for us, huh?
Well, as I said, you got all of a sudden.
Here we go. Hey, get in there for
minute
me.
24. You got a $27,000 difference per man.
F drag M. I want to.
Trust me, they're talking about it now. They want a touchdown now. This is no joke. This last minute and 24.
From the 42. Smith stepping up, guns it wide open, making the catch at the 40. Josh Gordon tackled at the 34, first down.
Somebody better tie Dion to the sidelines because he's going to get out there for this last minute 24. Jerry might too.
We're going to make the big play. We're going to make the big play.
That's a gain of 24. We're down to a minute to play. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. J.J. Watt.
With the finger. No. This guy has learned. He's as good as anybody we've ever seen. If he's not going to get there, get those big paws up and take away those slants. That way it really helps your cornerbacks on the outside too if you have a little trust that those guys can get those quick throws.
Peterson and Grimes outside, second down and 10. Smith to the sideline, and that's pulled in at the 19-yard line. Alshon Jeffrey. Another great catch. Jeffrey all season long making almost impossible catches.
Well, he broke the Bears single receiver record, single game receiving record twice this year, over 200 yards, and he has just been something. Had games of 218 and 249 yards this year, and I'm telling you, Al, this is when this year we have seen Alshon Jeffrey in the end zone somewhere going up and making incredible plays. So I'm going to guess they're going to give him a chance.
Yeah, working that time with a 5-inch height advantage over Brent Grimes. Will they go there again? Smith instead dumps it off underneath DeMarco Murray inside the 10, and Murray will take it to the end zone. So it's 21-20, and how do you go for the win here?
Oh, baby, now it gets interesting.
Oh, you got to go for one. He's not going.
Prime saying he's going to go for one. I think they're going for two. I think they're going for the win.
Jerry says,
yeah, let's get it.
He may not be the coach, but they will listen to him.
Great call. Great call. You got.
Nothing wrong. DeMarco Murray coming out of the backfield, and nobody was able to take him on. He was a guy with a big head of steam, and Patrick Peterson, for all the plays he's made, not that time.
Flex right 99 balloon. Throw the fade. You call it. Come here.
20 belly.
Yeah.
They're either going to
20 ISO fades out of 21. The guys want belly. Yeah.
I think they're going to run the football. They're talking about either throwing the fade to one of the big receivers on the outside or running the football.
Yeah, center.
Giving Scott Green a heads up.
But basically, because you can move the ball, you can put it on one hash or the other for the two-point conversion. He said, "I'll take."
I'm going to get through it to Gonzalez.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, quick.
Mike Tolbert's going to be the lead blocker. Nope, he gets the ball.
And he gets the ball, and he is in there. Mike Tolbert has just given Rice's team the lead.
They just give it to the hammer on the outside. That was Eric Berry coming down trying to stop him, but that is a big man, 250 pounds worth, just kept those legs moving, and no replay. We're not going to get a look at whether or not the knee was down first. And the happiest guy in the stadium is Jerry Rice. He did the Superman pose of his teammate, Cam Newton.
Well, you could win a lot of bets. There are only 3 guys in the NFL who have scored 7 or more touchdowns in each of the last 4 seasons. Adrian Peterson, that would figure. Des Bryant, pretty much figured. And that guy, he's the only other guy, Mike Tolbert.
And it's not over yet.
So now, no kickoff. Ball taken to the 25. 2 timeouts for Team Sanders. And Nick Foles to try to drive at least into field goal range. And he starts with the first down here as Jason Witten makes his first catch of the game, the Dallas Cowboy tight end.
Trying to save those timeouts.
Yeah,
it's tough to communicate.
A lot of time coming off the clock. Yeah, much too much. Much too much. Foles throws. They got to call timeout here. Here's Witten. He gets the first down, but that's going to take it down to 10 seconds. Even 9 now. One more tick off that clock.
Well, let's take a look. Justin Tucker, his longest kick is 61 yards. They're about 67 now, and they have a timeout.
So Tucker's going to get loose. Foles is coming over the sideline to get the play.
Calling the smash, so there's going to be.
Hey, it's going to be gun spread left. Hey, it's going to be on 1-on-1-on-1. It's gun spread left, 3 jet. Both smash pitches on the outside on 1-on-1.
So just short little routes on the outside. They know they need about 7-8 yards to have a chance. But bump and run, again, it's different this year. They're right up in these receivers' faces now.
To go. 180. 180.
Foles under pressure. And again, no grounding, but 5 seconds. That's Jason Hatcher who comes in. And now you're going to wind up with a timeout left in your hip pocket.
Well, let's take a look here. Jason Hatcher going to come around, and then the outside guy, I think that was Cameron Jordan, came underneath and basically held the guy up to let Hatcher get there. Oh, they're going to take the shot at the field goal right now. This is about the same one they had at the end of the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, they wasted too much time. They're going to wind up with a timeout left up on the board. But now you're going to get a 67-yard field goal attempt. And this guy is capable of doing it, too, by Justin Tucker. And the NFL record in a regular game would be 64. And Tucker trying to win it.
Look at the guys that
there's no rushing the kick. It was a free kick, but this one is short. And the game is over, and Cromartie will waltz out with it, but the game is over. They may let him go all the way.
Suggs going to go get him.
Yeah. And don't tell me this involved the spread here, because, well, anyway, never mind. This is crazy. No idea if that's going to count or not. The band was on the field. Fans were on the field.
What a game.
I think it's going to be 22-21. It's going to be the final score.
Hello, play. We got to get a pick with you, me, and Justin. Yeah, let's get it.
And that's it for that man's spectacular 17-year career. Tony Gonzalez officially wrapping it up. So 22-21, Team Rice in the final minute, winning the game. And we'll be back with more from the Pro Bowl in Honolulu after this.